Hey Virgo, Sun, Moon, and especially rising sign. Welcome to 2023 July. Going to be an interesting time for you. You're having kind of a rare time of being able to break through all these self-limits, all these restrictions that hold you back, especially when it comes to addictive substances or habits, and really release the shackles of that kind of story that can really keep you from being your most amazing self. At the very same time, you're going to also have some serious go-getter action as your drive, willpower, ambition, directionality really pick up some intense momentum in a kind of once every 2 year way. July is looking really good on you, and I think you're going to enjoy the kind of sense of empowerment that's possible as this month unfolds. So let me tell you more about that in a chronological, step-by-step way through the month of July. But beforehand, if you're new to my channel, my name is Lori Lothian. I'm using whole sign houses. I am a Western tropical zodiac astrologer. And if you're new to my channel, and after listening to this for the first time and you like my content, like and subscribe. I have 30 videos or more that I put out each month, and you might want to get ahead of the curve and get more of that information, especially by joining my Patreon community. You get all of this ad-free ahead of time for $5 a month. Lastly, I have a big promotion. I'm going to be very brief, but if you want 2023 for free giveaway, all signs content for the next 6 months of predictions with zero cost to you. That's 12 videos, one for each sign. You can listen for your sun, moon, and rising and share with friends. I am now giving away my all signs bundle for 2023 forecast horoscopes. They were for sale as a bundle for $47. This is my yearly giveaway that starts on the solstice of June 21st and ends on August the 1st. And all you have to do to get that content, that all those videos for free, is to sign up for my Cosmic Moonshine newsletter. See the description link box below where all the information about how to sign up for the newsletter is available to you. It's going to be an amazing chance for you to get ahead of the curve as well, of 6 months ahead for the rest of the summer till next year, with no cost at all for your sign. All right, so let's get talking about how this month of July looks for you. I'm starting off every video for July by talking a little bit about an intense part of the sky. This sky is about this Pluto square, the nodes of fate. Pluto retrograding at 29 degrees of Capricorn, squaring the north and south node who have just entered into the signs of Libra and the signs of Aries at 29 degrees. This square energy is called the bending of the nodes of fate. Anything that squares the north and south node is very, very intense. Now, Pluto is finishing. You feel this July 18th. You'll feel this through to the end of August. I'll have a whole video or two on this anyway on my channel individually, but just to give you a context, this is a feeling that you couldn't have had before because it happened in 1764. So it's rare. And so this feeling of tension that's building and happening this summer for you is going to be a push and pull energy between your eighth house of money that belongs to other people, like shared resources with your partner, business and love, inheritance monies, investment monies, and tension between your earnings money. So more of the durable, other people's money, bank loans, etc., credit cards, and the daily paycheck or the earnings. That 2 and 9, eighth house tension on two money axes is actually receiving a square from Pluto retrograde at 29 Capricorn in your fifth house. This can be money tension and difficulties around children, lovers, romantic partners, business projects, creative projects, entrepreneurial endeavors, etc. Technically, this can be kind of a finishing point for something that Pluto was beginning to try to gel for you starting in 2008, to do with power and also control, obsession and toxicity, secrets and difficulties, transformation and rebirth in love, romance, sexuality, creativity, and in relationship to your children. So this is coming to an end, and this ending is going to be done by the end of next year. But this last Pluto square, the nodes energy, or the first one since 1764, will give you a kind of a vibe throughout July 18th through the end of August of some tension in those areas of your sky. That said, the rest of the month is looking pretty darn swell, especially, as I said, to get you stronger and less deactivated, because you are going to eliminate stuff that holds you back. Let's start off with the very beginning. We're going to go in chronological order, so bear with me, but we will get everything covered in 15 minutes. So except for the lunations, I don't do those here. I do separate videos on them. So Mercury is going to be kazimi the sun on July the 1st and 2nd, depends on where you live. And this 9 degrees Cancer meeting with the sun for Mercury flows to a Saturn trine and a sextile to Jupiter. This forms a very auspicious little mini grand trine in our sky. And I'll do a webinar on that. So track me for that free. And basically, this kazimi is one of the best I've seen in a long time. And it opens up a divine download, an insight, a revelation, synchronicity, inception of something very positive in your life, in the part of your sky that represents your friendship circles, your larger groups of belonging, your tribe, your great gains from your career path, including money and reputation, your longer wishes, dreams, and goals, and even the house of the elder sibling. That's where this good kazimi energy opens us a gateway up July 1st. And it may take a couple of weeks to see the fullness of it as Mercury moves towards becoming more visible in the sky. But also, this trine to Saturn is indicating this involves a significant partner. It could be your marriage partner, or long-term serial monogamy partnership, common law, or a business partner. Or if you reach out to clients and audience, it could be a very significant connection to a long-standing, enduring client. With Saturn moving through your marriage house until 2023, he's kicking the tires, testing it up for durability, trying to give it his good housekeeping seal of approval. If this relationship that you're currently in isn't going to last, you'll know by February of 26. And if you're single, it could bring in a more durable relationship. But at this point, the kazimi in the 11th house of friendships in a trine to Saturn in the 7th house can be a stabilizing of an existing relationship, a deepening of the friendship between two people, or maybe even a new relationship that could begin through social groups of belonging and friendships. Jupiter himself is in the 9th house, sextiling these two elements, creating that mini grand trine. Jupiter sextiling the kazimi can be a good news, good luck, or good information coming to you through a friend that involves academics, that involves foreign lands, book publishing, trips and travel, visas, and positive legal outcomes involving courts and judges. All of that is happening around July the 1st and the 2nd, and add a couple of weeks for the fullness of it to be quite obvious to you. Then July the 2nd, 3rd, Venus will square Uranus. This is tension in the sky, no two ways about it. Venus in Leo starting in June through to October 9th, right? That's where she's traveling, is in your 12th house. And from that 12th house perch, she's squaring Uranus. And where is Uranus sitting? In Taurus, your 9th house of academics, foreign lands and travel, visas, book publishing, third marriages, father figures. There's to name a few. Something unexpected and sudden in love and money energies, particularly, may be quite evident around July the 2nd, 3rd. And that square can be exciting or surprising. There's a lot of beneficence around it. Jupiter is with Uranus. Venus is there as well as a benefic. So it could be mostly positive, but something you're not seeing coming. It definitely has an element of surprise. This will happen again on August the 9th, and it'll happen again on September 29th. That's because of retrogradation. You'll have to go back to the summer of 2015, June through October, to know what some of this felt like with Venus for 4 months in your 12th house, but not with that Uranus element. That's brand new. Also, the other thing to consider here is that Venus is a part of the bed pleasures placement here. Your sexuality, your romantic bed pleasures, your pleasures in the dark privacy of your rooms, private bedroom, whatever they may be, Netflix, popcorn as well. But typically bed pleasures is more than Netflix and popcorn. This is going to be a time in which you're exploring your sensuality, your sexuality, and what brings you private enjoyment. June, July, August, September. As well as Venus loves her pleasures, but this is a house of self-undoing and addictions. Now, technically, she can exacerbate some of those addictions when she's here, as she seeks her pleasures, but she can also help mitigate and end them, especially ways that you typically overdo indulgences, and she will help you unindulge. She rules the house of what you put in your mouth, food, vape, alcohol, cigarettes, cigars, whatever, and she, as sextiling the 2nd house, can begin to help you ferme la bouche, close your mouth when it comes to things you maybe should not be eating or ingesting. So I'm going to say for the most part, I think that's going to feel like that kind of a transit, seeking greater pleasure for something that's healthy maybe, and not something that undoes your well-being physically, emotionally, and mentally. Because Mercury on July 7th to 10th comes into a happy sextile with Uranus back in that ninth house as the same time he's going through your 11th house. A happy surprise, a lucky information through an elder sibling, a friend that's going to benefit you regarding travel, trips, visas, foreign lands, book publishing, and or trips and travel to I said foreign shores. Okay, that's a little perk of yay you on July 7th to 10th. However, Mercury at the same time that he engages his flow to Uranus does oppose Pluto in the romance and children house. And there could be some kind of tension with a child or a lover regarding some situation that you are actually enjoying the surprise of the 11th, 9th house. 9th house can bring good things from father figures, as well as some prosperity. And why there would be tension from a lover, a child in the 5th house is, I'm uncertain. But for the most part, this feels like a positive thing, minus the Mercury-Pluto opposition. Now, Mercury-Pluto, it tend to be about wealth anyway, and commerce and commercial wealth, as well as deep ideas and genius. And maybe the Uranus is a lightning strike of an aha about the meaning of your life, or something to do with the words foreign shores and foreign lands, or book publishing and academic environments coming through your sky on July 7th to the 10th. Now, moving forward into the rest of the month, on July 11th, Mercury will move into the sign of Leo and join Venus there in your 12th house. And he'll be there all the way through to the 29th of the month. So you're getting a lot of information coming through from this part of your sky. Mercury delivers dreams. He's a dream messenger, insights from meditation and reveries, downloads while you're in the shower. Big ahas can happen here from your subconscious mind. And with Venus there, it's all going to be very positive for you. So look for that kind of very active inner mind, inner inquiry, the kind of things that come through self-introspection, maybe journaling even, but whatever it is, this is going to be a time for those downloads to arrive, and they're all going to support you around moving towards greater health and mental wellness, but also, and lack of addiction. But also, if you do make money from foreign shores and foreign lands, like because you're, generating revenue with international customers or clients, this can also be Mercury helping you sort of gin up more revenue, create more messages that derive greater money, especially Venus bonifying that and saying more money, more money, more money. This looks really good on you. Then as you go forward into the sky stories as well, pay attention to July 10th, add 6 weeks, because that's when Mars finally leaves Leo, where he's been hanging with Venus, and goes into the house of you. I mentioned this in the beginning of my intro, where you're going to be more decisive, driven, willpower, action-oriented, more focused. You're going to be able to take action with great, execute powerful action steps through clear and potent decision making, as well as maybe get more physically active in some new area. So Mars coming through the first house, surely you could be accident prone, be careful. But other than that, it can be all of those other things. Mars moves into your first house on July 10th, and as I said, lasts for 6 weeks in that part of your sky. But as he's journeying through that part of your sky that represents your body, your sense of self, and your personhood, the first house. If it's the sun, it's more about your dad or your career. If it's your moon we're listening to, it's your mom and maybe your home. So really think about listening for your rising sign first. As Mars is going through the house of your body, he comes into a bit of a tension with someone else in your life, your marriage partner, your business partner, a gnarly client or customer. But this is happening July 18th to the 22nd, Mars opposite Saturn. It certainly is a blowout energy or frustration energy with somebody in your life. You may be very argumentative and conflict oriented, and they may be fighting back in sort of a resistant, if not stubborn way. So look for that tension in the sky at the time. It's happening around 6 Virgo, 6 Pisces. So obviously, if you're a Pisces rising in the first 10 degrees of Pisces, or Pisces sun and moon in the first 10 degrees of, if you're a Virgo sun and moon or rising in the first 10 degrees of Virgo, you're going to feel this intensity around the 18th to the 22nd, a lot more than the other degrees of the sign of Virgo. Now, Venus will retrograde, and she'll do the retrogradation starting on the 22nd of July until the September 4th timeframe. This is something that happened last in 2015 summer, and so therefore it's not that common, and this is in your 12th house. So certainly you may backpedal on something to do with journeys to foreign lands, revenue from foreign lands, or even something to do with your bed pleasures or self-undoing or self-sabotage. Backpedaling may not be a bad thing here. You may be diving back into, deepening into some strategy that brings a greater joy rather than a temporary pleasure. You may be using Venus as she backpedals here, understanding you got co-presence with Mercury to really dive into some journaling, some thoughts, some creative projects that you're doing privately in your secret backroom deals of your life. It's a really good time though for introspection. And if she's retrograding here, if you have any foreigner females that are in your life, they may also emerge from the past and return to, connect with you once again. Also, you're going to find that you're going to come into this part of the sky around July the 22nd, just as Venus begins her retrograde, where from the 22nd to the 25th of the month, Mercury, still hanging with Venus in the 12th house, will square Uranus in your 9th house. Now, 12th house, 9th house are both learning axes to do with schools and learning and education. They also can connect you to things to do with travel and foreign shores and foreigners. And there's going to be this unexpected surprise on the 22nd to the 25th of July. It may not be negative because Venus and Jupiter are benefics and they're sort of holding court in both Leo and Taurus, but it will be a kind of unexpected development that requires you to make decisions and take action. Immediately. A square is the nature of Mars, action and decisions. And yet it works out because on the 27th of July, Venus will join with Mercury in a perfect conjunction. And this at 28 Leo seals the deal, finishes it up, negotiates the outcome, creates something positive. Like the final outcome is good news. The final outcome is some deep insight that you're having. The final outcome is just basically positive. It could be a commercial positive thing. Again, some financial goodness coming through around the 27th of July. If you make money without any boundaries from foreign shores and revenue kind of thing. And a lot of this stuff is important because Mercury is the Lord of Virgo. So when Mercury meets with Venus for you on the 27th, 28th of July, that's a big deal because that's your person doing that conjunction in a place that Venus has been, since June and is in retrogradation. So some news or information coming from somebody from your past, for example, around July 22nd to 27th, especially on the 27th, wouldn't surprise me. And a last thought for you guys, with Jupiter going through your 9th house, you're in a rare once every 12 year sort of sweet love up by a benefic planet, supporting your health, supporting your body, supporting your well-being in a flow trine from lucky, Lakshmi, prosperity and goodness, 9th house energies, a house that has to do with purpose and meaning of your life. It allows you to succeed at travel, at foreign country stuff, and maybe even extended journeys to foreign lands, things to do with winning in legal matters, things to do with doing well in the book publishing world, things to do with having happy outcomes and blessed circumstances around colleges and universities and higher education. So this is a longer story that lasts until next May 24th, but just reminding you of that because everything we're talking about here, you can say, I don't want an unexpected surprise, but the relationship that Jupiter has to your ascendant is exceedingly positive. It's a trine, which is a nature of Jupiter. So I'm expecting most of these things you don't see coming to actually look like a positive thing all said and done. And surprises are not always negative, okay? They're always something that we dread happening. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to get a hold of the giveaway of the All Signs Bundle, 2023 12 videos, 60 minutes each. The link in the description box for that. Don't forget too that offer is because you sign up for my newsletter. So the link is to my newsletter. The gift is once you're signed up, you get immediate access to those bundles. Okay. Thanks for listening. I'll see you guys in my next video. Hit the like button and subscribe if you like this kind of content from me. I put out 30 videos, up to 30 videos every month.